What up, boys?
What's up,
What's up?
dogs? Just
What's going on?
Hey, Kyle. We know you're a big Los Angeles Lakers fan. Kind of give us a rundown of why we all got Kobe on our backgrounds.
I got you, man. August 24th, 8/24. It's National Kobe Day. Uh, Huge day for me, anyways. I know Dylan as well. It's big to him. Kobe was a hero of mine. I think a hero of many, and it's just a day to remember him. And um, that's the backgrounds. So might show you a few other things I got too. I got a Kobe wall over here in my house.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe was never like. I mean, Kobe was a big figure in my life too. I mean, I wasn't always a big basketball fan, but I was always a big fan of Kobe.
We got the framed. This is his first championship without Shaq. That's my face. First championship without Shaq right there. Love it. We got the progression from young Kobe. Young Kobe just starting out, getting about 17 minutes a game right here. Didn't get
5 points
chance
a
to come
game.
straight out of high school. Ridiculous. The progression from 8 to 24 could be seen right here. You know, big change in his life. Turned a leaf. And there you go. It finishes it off. On this side, we got the cutout of the 81-point game. Huge deal. I believe he had 64 in the third quarter. Had outscored the Raptors in the third quarter. Like at the third quarter, he had more points than the whole Raptors team. And this is a random, I don't know what the hell this is, Seahawks and the Panthers.
12th man. That's the year they won the Super Bowl.
Hasselback. Goddamn. All right.
Dude, they probably had Sean Alexander too.
No, nothing to say there. We got the legends, of course.
Goddamn.
And then young on old.
That's an excellent picture.
Dude, that's it's so crazy because like you guys remember the old Michael Jordan commercial where it's just him playing his younger selves. Dude, imagine one of those with Kobe as well. That would have been so dope to see. Ooh. Man.
I don't know about you guys, but when I know you guys obviously probably feel the same way, but when I heard about Kobe passing, it was like one of the like worst days that I had had in a while. And like you guys are obviously you guys are bigger fans of NBA and probably bigger fan of Kobe than me, but I still, like I said, I thought Kobe was excellent. He was one of my favorite athletes. I was just fucking super bummed because he was a guy that I thought was going to be around forever. Like as long as I was alive, he's going to be around doing stuff, guest appearances on stuff, movies maybe, who knows, but like
I mean,
he was
his short
always
story,
Directing
his short
for
story,
sure. Yeah,
yeah, his
directing.
short story won an award. So
Yeah.
An
Oscars
Emmy.
first.
Was
Yeah.
it Oscar?
It was an Oscar, yeah.
Emmys music.
Yeah.
it was just one of those
Love
things where he was such an icon on and off the court. You just always thought he was going to be there. Like that's what I always. And then when he passed, and especially, and then having his daughter with him so young, it was just it was kind of heartbreaking, So that was my experience. It was a real fucking bummer to me, and
It's a culture shock, man. I remember just Googling the hell out of it too when it happened. I was like, that's not true. It's not real.
I literally remember the fucking day, dude, because I was sitting there in my room and Caitlin, my wife, she's just like, Dylan? And I'm just like, I just look at her and she's just with the most serious face I've ever seen in my life. I was like, and immediately I was just like, what happened? And she told me, and then I immediately text you, Kyle. Immediately. Yep. It was instant. And I remember your text too. Like literally, I remember everything about that day. You were just like, dude, there's no fucking way. There's no way this happened.
Until I confirmed from like 20 different sources.
Yeah, man. And because TMZ, you never know to trust it, man. And them being the first.
Well, they're pieces of shit. I mean, she just settled on that. You see that Vanessa just settled on that? 18 million, I think it was.
That wasn't TMZ though. That was the police department, bro.
Leaked it to TMZ, right? Or what was it? Well, I mean,
it was cops taking pictures of their bodies afterward.
Jesus Christ.
Spreading them around the fucking police force.
And she doesn't give a fuck about that money.
No, she didn't need it.
About that.
Yeah.
That's just tasteless,
Dude, she literally said her biggest fear was opening the internet one day and just seeing them there. Just that picture of them. And it'd kill anybody. Like it'd break them.
And I'm glad Brian shouted out Gianna. I mean, she was a rising star. I mean, Kobe was literally coming from one of her games. Baller move, though, to get in your own helicopter because to cut off traffic. Baller move.
For sure.
That pilot has been driving him for 14 some years. So it's just freak accident, man.
Yeah, and going back to Gianna, dude, as much as all of us love Kobe, all of us being dads here, dude, it's just, I think that's more heartbreaking. Like, obviously, Kobe was his icon in his own self, but dude, losing, and then the other 7 that were on board too, man.
Yeah, we're not disrespecting, like, but like, we were just saying, hey, those people were important too. They
824 was established before he passed.
Right.
Like 824 was Kobe Day before he died or anything. So, man, it is a legitimate day.
And it's so fitting that his day is right after his birthday too, because his birthday was yesterday. And it's just, man.
It's like a whole week of remembering.
Yeah, true. Like, honestly. Like, so I saw I was watching TikTok and somebody they showed the guy putting up a mural of Kobe, like spray painting and everything, dude. Class.
Yeah.
A lot of people see that shit as just like graffiti and stuff, dude. It's talent, unimaginable.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're not wanting them to put like, some of these guys that do the graffiti, they're just like they're
just tagging, yeah.
Yeah, they're tagging, and some of them tag pretty artfully, but they just put up the most,
weird things,
weird things or like graphic things, and some of these things kids don't need to see. They're walking by, they see something, but obviously a mural like that to one of the greatest players of all time, obviously, that's great.
Yeah, and then also going back to Kobe a little bit, dude, that his death, dude, sparked that whole shitty year. It was just a fucking start, and nobody saw what was coming that whole fucking year with the lockdown.
It was like an omen, dude.
Yeah, lockdown, and then fucking Bozeman. I think he was either a little bit before or like almost like a week after, it felt like. And it's just like, holy fuck, how many like legends are we about to lose this year?
Yep. Well, my daughter was born in February that year, so that's the one bright spot. But
that is, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a very. I was at the lowest of lows, and then had a kid, so
yeah,
it was all right, man.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Gianna was in my. I was like, man, she could be Gianna, but we didn't do that. But
wait, your daughter was born February that year?
2020.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know. For some reason, I thought your daughter was 3. I guess.
She'll be 3 next year.
Yeah. There we go. Man.
COVID babies, man. Corona babies. They're built different.
That's what my boy. That's what my boy is.
I didn't have any babies that year. So.
Thank God.
You got yours out of the way early, man.
I got it. Yeah, well, or defined early. I think I had them at 23, 29, and like 34. I'm like,
so you guys expect to see Dana's white name on the NFL news? Did you see that coming?
It doesn't surprise me that he did that.
Right.
I mean, he's trying to promote Vegas, and Vegas. What's going to promote Vegas? It would have been
brilliant too. The veto is what strikes me as kind of off. I mean, I don't know. And plus, where's Derek Carr going?
Here's the thing.
He just backs him up for a couple seasons.
Think so?
No way. He's not gonna back up.
If I'm Derek Carr, I'm out. I'm saying, but like the experience he gained behind Brady wouldn't be the worst. Yeah, but obviously if you're Derek Carr.
But if you've been a starter in the league for that many years, and they're like, oh, hey, we're gonna bring in Tom Brady and Gronk, wouldn't you feel a little bit slighted by the team? Would you?
Maybe I would if I was a winning team at the time. And I know the Raiders are good now. They're great now. Yeah, I get that. But they weren't winning then.
Here's the hot take. Tom Brady and Gronk would not make a difference on that team.
At the time.
We already had Darren Waller.
Yeah.
He's one of the top tight ends in the league. I mean, Brady would have 2 top tight ends.
Well, yeah, imagine back when Aaron Hernandez and Gronk were a thing. Yeah. Darren Waller and Gronk would have been sick. Waller could probably move to wide receiver. Nobody'd even care. He was a stud.
I mean, but even at that time, I can't even remember who we had. I mean, Well,
Crabtree, maybe.
no, well, we already got rid of Crabtree when Gruden's first year.
You still had
Well,
Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, we
Or-
would have had Henry Ruggs. So we
Might
would
have kept Antonio Brown.
So
Yeah,
yeah. But I don't know. Like it's just, I don't think
Tom
it
would
would've
have
made a
kept
difference.
Ruggs out of trouble, 100%.
No.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
no, 'cause-
No.
No
If Tom
way,
Brady's
'cause-
my quarterback, I'm going to bed at 8:30. I'm up early. I'm watching tape. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else.
That's you, but that like he has Derek Carr, who's basically like a preacher, dude. He's not one of those quarterbacks like Tim Tebow that fucking says, "Hey, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus." Well, which obviously, I'm not, I believe in God and everything. That's another story, but he's not putting it down your throat that he is a Christian. Like
You think that's
Tim
what Tebow's huddle sounded like?
Yeah.
Did you not see his backstage like pep talks, Tim Tebow?
I just
I mean,
it is,
and he's a motivational speaker now, dude. He's great.
Mhm.
I'm sure.
It
but
should have been
you
his
think
first
no,
call
his huddles were just strictly about Jesus. You really think he was bringing up Jesus in the huddle?
every time. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, well, like Carr, he's that kind of leader. He's that guy that you could probably hang out with that would keep you out of trouble. And Ruggs was doing that because I guess earlier that night he was at Top Golf and he was because Hunter Renfro and Carr played golf together a lot, and Ruggs sent him a video of him hitting driving the ball at Top Golf or something in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, he's drunk and he's running in the back of a car and killing a lady and her dog.
That's the one thing, man. I understand moving from Oakland to Vegas for a financial standpoint, but dude, throwing a 22-year-old fresh out of college, right? You're giving him money. That's just a terrible formula. It's just a bad play, honestly. And I understand the financial gain that Davis is getting from this, that Mark Davis is getting, but dude, you're subjecting kids to potential violence like we saw with Henry Ruggs, and I don't think it stops there, unfortunately.
I want to know. There's some sort of study about gray matter in your brain and stuff, and like as you grow older and how that like kind of goes away, but like your decision making when you're young like that. It's not amazing,
No,
I mean,
you're just not ready for those
Yeah.
big decisions at 22.
yeah.
Given $10 million as a sign-on bonus like that. It's just
I don't know his backstory, but I think Josh Jacobs he's had a couple incidences, but it's never been anything too bad. But I think he's got a decent head on his shoulders. He grew up very poor, and then he's had he's got money and he's spent it wisely. I don't think he's spent too much on things that are just ridiculous, but he's a guy I hope we keep because I like Jacobs. I hope he does well, but I just think like you said, being in Vegas is not a good spot for young guys, especially with talent like that. So I don't think Brady would have kept him in line. Especially because I don't think Gruden is from the same mold as Belichick.
close.
Belichick would be like, oh, okay, well, he wouldn't even have let the cops get to him. If he would have heard he was at Top Shot drinking, he'd probably been like, "You're out. We're on to the next game."
Well, I mean, look how fast they cut Aaron Hernandez after that news.
Oh yeah.
Quicker than anything, and I guarantee. And even though Kraft kind of came to Aaron Hernandez's defense at first because he's like, we don't know what's all the facts and everything, even though what Aaron Hernandez did was fucking brutal. But yeah.
I just don't think that I think it takes a whole team to and that team mentality. I think Gruden was good with it, but at the same time, I don't think he had that because if you were really truly a team, you'd probably be looking out for each other. So I don't know if Gruden had that. I hope McDaniels has it because McDaniels comes from Belichick. He's been with Belichick 2 different times in his career. He was there before he He was there before. He was there with the Patriots, and then he went to the Broncos. And I think he went to another team, and then back to the Patriots.
Pretty sure he coached the Texans.
He wasn't a head coach there.
I think he was offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he was OC somewhere, and then he went back to Belichick.
Yeah.
And I just hope that he kind of like has that that coaching mentality, but also has some of it his own flair to it. You know, we don't want a direct Belichick clone. You know,
the thing with Gruden, man, is he wants to be everybody's buddy. It seems like, and like Belichick is just a straight shooter all the time, no matter what. He's not there to make friends. And I don't know. I love Gruden. I think he's hilarious. I think he's just a guy, just one of the guys. But
yeah, I think Belichick has some good rapport with his team. Have you ever seen that video of I can't remember what it was a Halloween. One of the guys asked him if he's like, "Hey, you gonna come to my Halloween party?" And then he's like, "I don't know." And then he shows up later at the Halloween party and he's dressed as somebody, but it was like, I think he does have decent rapport with them. You know, he's probably like any good father should be, firm, but also, you know,
I think he's let loose over the years too. He's gotten a little more carefree lately, you know. But
I think the issue with Gruden is, I mean, he spent so much time as a commentator. He took such a long break from coaching, and then he immediately jumps back into an ownership role with the Raiders and a head coaching role after being in that QB room for so long. I mean, you start to lose your touch a little bit. And he'd
be a great QB coach. Why doesn't he just join a team and be a QB coach or something?
He'd make more money as a commentator.
True.
Not now, obviously, but after his comments. But
I don't know what else to say too, because like obviously I'm a big Derek Carr fan and supporter. He has given so much to this team. So obviously I am honestly glad that Brady and Gronk did not come here. You can call me crazy, but this guy has given his heart and soul to the Raiders. He's said numerous times, if you trade me, I'm going to retire. And I fully believe that. Honestly, I think he would. I think he would retire, and he said he'd go play golf. But you have to also think about this as well. Josh McDaniels was the coach in training, or the guy that was going to take over for Belichick when he retired. He jumped on board with the Raiders because he likes Derek Carr. He said they wanted to trade for Derek Carr a couple years ago, and nothing ever happened of it. But he wanted to work with a good quarterback, and he came to the Raiders. So that's
the thing about Carr is I don't think anybody ever questioned his potential. But I think people just started to kind of get when he went through those losing seasons. Not entirely his fault. I mean, he had terrible players around him at the time and a front office that couldn't do anything. I think they kind of lost faith in his franchise QB potential. But like I said, his potential has always been there. It was just whether people were starting to get afraid that he wouldn't reach it. And after his last season, 10-7, throwing almost 5,000.
Yeah, it was like 40. Is it like 46 maybe?
He was the passing leader for a while. Him and Brady were kind of going head to head, but
he's but like he's done so much like stats wise with less.
Yeah.
We've seen he's consistently like 4,000 yards, 3,000, almost 4,000 yards, and then 4,000 yard seasons from there on out. And he has not really had that much of an elite wide receiver. So it's like now he's got they say he's the best, but obviously there's a ton of great wide receivers, but that was his wide receiver in college. I'm hoping that he's still 29. I think he's still got, some years left in him. I think that Carr and him are going to set the league on fire for a couple of years. I think that us being 10-7 last year with a coach that was a special teams coach, and he led them to the playoffs, him and Carr. Obviously Carr had to probably step up and like be a coach as well. You know, I'm probably gonna say that, but I'm sure he had to step up, and he definitely had to keep the team together. So his leadership there shows that they're phenomenal. I'm gonna just kind of end it on that because I know we got other topics. I could go on and on about
Devontae
Carr.
Adams is the best.
Yeah, I mean,
Excuse me.
He's number one.
The number one wide receiver.
This Devontae Adams training camp is the best training camp for a receiver that they've ever seen.
Good
I'm
for him.
telling you,
Training
man,
camp.
those two
Okay.
are gonna light it up.
He's not the best wide receiver, but training camp, I don't give two shits about. It can be the best training camp anyone's ever seen. I don't care. Fuck that. You got to perform in the regular season, but Devontae Adams ain't number one. Cooper Kupp is number one until further notice.
Yeah, your opinion sucks.
No, your opinion is shit.
fuck your opinion. All right, so let's talk a little bit of about the Nets and Durant. You know, they've recently made up, which I think that's great, but I mean,
So they had this. I don't think they made up, man. I think that's bullshit. I think they're gonna try to patch the relationship and make it public like that.
Yeah.
No, they didn't want to. No one wanted to take what the Nets were asking. I
What
mean,
they asking is
Kevin
absurd.
Durant is not worth 8 first-round picks.
Nothing.
He's not anymore. He just isn't.
no.
And
Yeah.
there's
not even
not
close.
very many people at all that are worth 8 first-round picks. Maybe Luka. That might be it that I'm giving 8 first-round picks for.
Luka.
I'm not even- I'm not giving it to Ja. I'm not.
Giannis maybe, but he's getting older. And then
Yeah.
maybe Jokic. I might give a decent bit for Jokic. But when it comes to dude, like the report we saw, like the report I saw on Twitter today, the Nets rejected Jaylen Brown, who's a stud. Fucking stud. I think he's the best Celtic. A lot of people disagree with that, but whatever. I don't care. I think he's better than Jason Tatum. Derek White and a first round pick. Bro, I'm taking that all day for KD. I'm sending him.
They didn't have Marcus. I thought they were asking for Marcus Smart. Is that why
No.
they didn't get it done?
They said the
Because
Nets.
they wanted Marcus Smart?
There was a report that said the Nets rejected, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and first round pick. If they wanted Marcus Smart, then probably no. I'm going to turn that down. But if I'm trading KD and they're offering me Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a first round pick, I'm taking that all day.
I will
He's-
say, man,
He's 32 years old.
I know everyone hates on Ben Simmons. The dude is talented, and if he can play a power forward, he's not a number 2. He's just not, and that's what they want him to be in Philadelphia. And that's not him. But if he can play a power 4, play a Draymond style, be the best defender on the team, but also play make, but he's leaps and bounds better than Draymond in transition.
Yeah.
That team is good with Joe Harris back healthy. So I saw today they're thinking putting Ben Simmons at center. I don't know. Joel Embiid toast him. There's a couple guys, Jokic would toast him.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams he could play 5.
I don't, dude. Yeah, you could either put Ben Simmons at 4 like Draymond, or you could put him at 1 like Chris Paul, dude. There's no way with the distributing he can do. You can't tell me he can't average 10 assists a game.
It seems like no team wants a point guard that can't shoot. And Kyrie, I don't like Kyrie at the 2. I don't know. I just don't. There's still going to be sets where Ben brings it up, where KD brings it up, where Kyrie. They have 3 ball handlers.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be fine. I think a team, if they gel, is scary.
I don't know. I do like Kyrie as a 2. Like he's 4, or he's what, 6'2", 6'3". He's got quick hands. He's not like physically strong, but he's quicker than hell, and he can shoot off the pass. So I do like him as a 2, honestly.
Good, but it's really positionless anymore. Like we talk about 1s and 2s, but it's just, I think teams, if they could have 5, 6, 9 guys, they'd probably just do that.
Yeah.
Like,
good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Ben Simmons is going to be best utilized at the 4 because your point guard does need to shoot, because for spacing purposes, like I don't know. If the guy bringing up the ball doesn't have to be face guarded, if they can just sag off, it already clogs up the paint as is. And I think a 4 is great for him.
Yeah. One other thing is, I guarantee we see extremely improved shooting from Ben Simmons this year.
At least taking a couple shots. At least
I think he's actually going to play, though.
I see him being.
play.
I see. Yeah. I see him being like a corner 3 guy. Honestly, I think he could be that because it's short, and I think he could do it.
Even if he can shoot Draymond. I mean, Draymond was, not recently, but when Draymond was shooting like 35, 36% from 3, that's all he has to do.
Yeah. The fact that Draymond is still relevant is kind of crazy because his shot has slowly like gotten
he wants
worse
the
and
max.
worse. Yeah, he ain't getting the max,
dude.
bro. He ain't getting the max. His defense he's slowing down considerably. He can't shoot like at all. His playmaking's still decent, but he can't shoot, and he's slowing down for sure.
I'm sorry the Knicks didn't get him, Brian.
I'm hoping for a Zion, so that's all good for me.
You best offer every player on your team,
man.
What?
I can't wait to see him healthy.
Are you saying you want to see Zion on the Knicks?
He is, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I do. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm Knicks, and I like the Heat a little bit too. So, just mainly because Tyler Hero, that's my boy.
Is he still coming off the bench?
He runs the second team.
Ridiculous.
Was he not 6th man last year?
Yeah, he was 6th man of the year too.
Yeah.
So so when we get big enough, I'm gonna have him fix my jumper, just like Jack Harlow.
Yeah. If he wasn't hurt during the playoffs, they might have made a run.
Yeah, he got hurt. Like, what was it, in the second round?
Yeah, and then they lost to Boston at the end, and he couldn't play a game.
I mean, they gave Boston a pretty good run for the money, didn't they? Like, even without him.
5 games.
I think it was like 5-6 games.
Oh.
You're probably right. But I think I think there's always rumblings of them trading him too. So like,
the Heat are finals contenders this season, so that's.
Yeah, but they're trading him because they don't want to pay him. And to be honest, if he's won like a max, I don't know if I'm giving Tyler Hero a max.
No, not as a 6 man, no.
Well, he could probably start.
I don't know.
He's JJ Redick, man.
Or Lou Williams, honestly.
Yeah,
he's that type of player. Spark plug off the bench. JJ Redick, and I think that's low. Lou Williams, I think.
Low? What?
Yeah, JJ Redick ain't a handler.
JJ Redick, remember those Clippers teams? The Clippers team where JJ Redick started? What do you mean, dude?
He's a catch and shoot guy, bro.
What, you think Tyler Hero's running the point? What you think he's got?
Yeah,
crazy
he's got the handles. Yeah, he's got handles.
Dude, everyone's on Tyler Hero's dick, man. He's a shooter. He's going to be a shooter for his whole career. That's what he's going to be.
He's a shooter, but he's got way better handles than JJ Redick had.
He doesn't have Jamal Crawford or even Lou Williams.
Well, no.
He's not those guys.
Well, Jamal Crawford's one of the top 6 men to ever play. So, I mean, what are we talking here?
Well, you said, and so is Lou Will, and you compare him to Lou Will.
I'd say he's more similar to Lou Williams than he is
Lou
JJ
might be better
Redick.
than Jamal as far as a 6 man.
I disagree.
Lou might be the
Jamal,
greatest 6 man of all time.
I think Jamal is, but that is what it is. But no, Tyler Hero is closer to Lou Williams than he is to JJ Redick. Not disrespecting JJ Redick. Like, he won 6 man, didn't he?
Seems like you are, bro.
No, he won 6 man. He's just a catch and shoot guy.
On those Orlando teams, he was pretty good too.
Dude,
pretty damn good.
Hedo Turkoglu was good on those Orlando teams. So, I mean, that was just a well-built team. Rashard Lewis was playing out of his mind on that team.
What a stray shot at Hedo Turkoglu, dude. What the fuck?
Dude.
We're talking about that Magic team that should not have made the finals. That team was not that
good. Somehow Nelson, Dwight Howard's not a top 75 player.
He started
on that shit.
He had that Hedo Turkoglu had one of the best names ever. That's all I got to contribute to that conversation right there.
The Magic made it to the finals with Jameer Nelson.
They had Rashard Lewis, didn't they?
Yeah, it was Jameer Nelson, Hedo, Rashard, JJ, and I think Courtney Lee at one point.
Yeah.
Just a weird team. Just a weird team that made the finals.
We got LeBron against Kobe in the finals, but instead we got Kobe against Hedo Turkoglu in the finals.
That would have been the greatest fucking finals.
And then he just smashed.
Oh yeah, they swept them, didn't they? Yeah, they swept them.
No, it's
4-1.
4-1.
Was it 4-1? Yeah.
I think it was 4-1. I think Orlando got a game.
All right. Got on our basketball tangent there.
Yeah. So let's jump into UFC 278. I feel bad because I'm the UFC guy here in at Hashmark, but Dylan is a huge fan of
Massive.
UFC as well. Kyle is too. Like I just don't know how like.
Kyle's a fan of the old days, man. He's an old days.
Yeah, I'm
UFC
an old
guy.
head, man. I'm an old head.
Yeah.
Quentin
So-
Rampage Jackson,
so
Chuck
am I,
Liddell,
though.
those guys. Yeah, for sure.
I'm like new school and old school, but
Yeah.
I mean, UFC 278 was a pretty good card, top to bottom. I took a lot of L's on the betting side just because I try to do prop bets because a lot of these lines were insane, like minus 300, minus 400. Sometimes when you have that and you're betting these fights, it's so hard to like you don't want to put a ton of money at minus 300 because you don't get that much back. So it's like my strategy when I bet is I'm gonna find at least one dog to win, which I think who was the guy that I picked? I picked one of the guys here earlier on that was Angelusa. That's the guy that I picked that was an underdog that won. He ended up beating AJ Fletcher, which I think these I think the allegations sorry. I think the elevation really messed with these guys being in Salt Lake City. I think it just
He was killing people.
wearing people out. I think that's mainly one of the big things that happened with people. But I think there was a lot of good fights on this card. Starting from, I didn't see some of the very beginning. I missed the first fight of the card, which was Lacerda versus Alta Moreno. Lacerda, which I guess he goes by De Silva too. He won by punches. I missed that one. I don't know if you caught that one.
I'm pretty sure it was because
It was a TKO.
Yeah, he came back to win though because the Ultimata, I think you said his name is like I don't know,
Yeah.
probably butchering that, but dude, I'm pretty sure he was clocking him with some good rights or with some good solid jabs as well. But I'm pretty sure it was a comeback, and then he just caught him and then ended.
It says it
there.
was in the first round, so
Yeah, it was definitely back and forth to start the night. It was a good fight to start the night with.
and then Baron versus I can't remember how to say his name, but Quanjori or whatever. I can't remember how to say his name, but they were saying it. But he ended up winning by unanimous decision. That was a pretty good fight. The Figueiredo versus Albazi. That fight was cool. He ended up winning
good, bro.
by a rear naked choke. That dude's slick.
Albazi is real, man. He was good. That was so quick.
Angelusa versus Fletcher. I thought Lusa was gonna knock him out, but I think it's one of those things where the altitude had to play in on it. So
Yeah, dude, the altitude was just affecting so many people that night that you can never predict. Like people were showing up like weeks early to try to adjust that altitude. Dude, there's just no adjusting. Other than Kamaru, I don't think there was anybody else on the card that fought like at really high altitudes. But yeah.
Then we had we had a draw, which was that big tall dude, Sean Woodson, versus Luis Saldana. Luis Saldana always has had like a issue with his cardio, and for some reason he looked good in there that night. But he got a foul early in the first fight or the first round. Saldana he kneed him to the head, remember?
He did. Or he kicked him or something. It didn't matter. I thought the fight should have been stopped before. I thought Woodson was out.
So what's crazy is it's apparently up to the discretion of the refs, right? If they want to stop the fight or not.
Yeah.
For it being illegal.
Yeah.
There's and they can go to the scorecard, I guess, but it's like instead of stopping the fight, which he should have stopped the fight because he knocked him down
Yeah.
and then he rushed him and threw a knee right into his head, and he was a downed opponent.
He was.
But
he was
they did that to
rocking
Jan.
him, dude. He was rocking him. I think Jan's was a little bit more deliberate. Dude, I'm saying Saldana's was on that. You remember the Chael Sonnen versus Silva 2 fight when Silva dropped Sonnen and then kneed him on the ground, and it was borderline. I think that was closer, but I think Woodson was rocked. And then they took a point, bro. And I was like, holy shit.
Dude, look at that replay. He hits him right on the fucking head with that knee. You can't. You go back and watch it. They even in the Joe Rogan's like, oh, I think it hit him right in the chest. Then after they showed it, he kind of didn't say anything. He's like,
I thought it was a little bit more borderline than you did. I mean, everybody has their own perspective, but I think Woodson was out. So
Woodson. I mean, he was really tall. You remember the thing that the commentators talked about him being formerly a drug addict.
Woodson?
Yeah.
I see it, bro. I see it.
That was the most insane thing. Like, when in the history of ever have we talked about a fighter's drug history in the past? I mean, we've had John Jones fighting, and they never say anything about that. Why are they talking about his last relapse? I
don't even know. Yeah, who cares?
But it's just why would you even bring that up? Because a
little pause here for a second though. Just got a trade alert. Lakers are getting Pat Beverly.
For who? For what?
For Horton Tucker and Stanley Johnson.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take that, dude. He's a good backup there.
Everybody loves Talon Horton Tucker.
I do, dude. He's a good prospect, but I like Pat Bev.
Man. That's awesome.
I like Pat Bev's defense. So
we've been trying to get more for Horton Tucker though, so that's a bit depressing. But I mean, Patrick Beverly's never missed playoffs, man.
And we get defensive leaders like that, we typically win. So we'll see what happens.
You want to talk about dogs, Brian? That guy's a dog.
Dog. Right, Kick? Dog.
Come on, Kenny.
He ain't gonna talk to me.
He ain't gonna bark for us.
Back to the.
You got that? He got that dog in him. Who? Talon Horton Tucker.
Patrick Beverly.
Pat Beverly. Dog. Did you guys hear him say that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We're gonna rate our fantasy draft. So if you want to stick around, you can get your picture in here, and we'll talk about how you did.
Horrible. That's all you need to know.
He said he did horrible. I think he did pretty decently.
He did good. He just couldn't get backs.
They said you just don't have any running backs, man.
Well, Dylan was I don't know if I can make this comment on stream, but I have some strong opinions about Dylan smoking AJ.
What? My first 3 picks were wide receivers. I get it, but I still got Rodgers and fucking.
He has some strong opinions about you getting AJ Dillon from him.
Yeah. I have to use Ramondre Stevenson now and then some other dude.
He said he had to settle for.
I can't remember.
I didn't get AJ Dillon.
Man, that's a lead back in New England.
He wanted to say some strong words, but I was like, well, I shouldn't probably let you cuss on the internet.
Wow, some Mexican slurs? Is that what's about to
No.
Whoa.
Dude, Dylan is Native American, okay?
I am.
Yeah, he's also Hispanic as well.
I'm also like 50% like Western Asian as well.
I'm also 50% whoop your ass if you keep
I'm also the other 50% is fuck around and find out.
Don't forget, Tate, I'll see you tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Right. We'll be face to face.
Hey, will you guys FaceTime me when you fight?
Yeah.
Put the flags out first.
Won't be a
Make
fight.
sure you put the flags out first.
Just a murder. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, dude, next week we won't have to put those damn flags out when they tear up our sidewalk. John will be like,
no,
what?
Put them in the street.
Dude, so they were doing construction and Inspire You across the street. They literally moved the cones out of their own parking spots and just moved them off to the side. Just did whatever.
She's crazy, man. She's crazy.
Mad.
I like you, man, but you're crazy.
Oh, God.
Anyway, let's recap a couple more fights before we go on to our rating of our draft, because I told you guys these topics you get going and you just fucking fill up time.
Where we
He
at?
said he wanted to be done by 11.
Yeah, so we're at about 10:30 right now. So
How far are we in though? How many? What
well, this
time
is our last topic, and we're at
Right.
10:30. So we can go a little over 10:30, over 11. Just we don't want to go terribly.
I want to squeeze a couple Apex games in, so let's not.
No, I'm going to bed, pal. You
I'll
do
get
what you
on
want, I
with you.
guess, but I'm going to bed.
So we had the big prospect at heavyweight Alexander Romanov fought Marcin Tybura. I thought this was a good fight. Tybura got Romanov down a couple times. Romanov got him down, and the first round was very dominant by Romanov.
And then he gassed, dude.
Then he gassed, and
gassed.
Tybura couldn't just kind of. I think they ended up both getting gassed, but
Tybura just had that heart in him at the end there, and I picked him.
He had that
dog.
in
He
him.
had that dog in him in the end there, and
that
I
dog.
picked Tybura. I picked Tybura over Romanov. I saw Romanov was undefeated, and I saw those odds, and I was like, Tybura's been in some fights, man. He fought Derek Lewis. He's fought some top heavyweights, and I gave him the nod in that one.
Next, we had Tyson Pedro versus Harry Hunsucker. Love the name, but terrible against
Dude.
Tyson Pedro.
They fed him to Tyson Pedro, man. He was the biggest betting favorite and for good reason. Tyson Pedro is a top light heavyweight, and they fed him nobody in the light heavyweight division.
I think, you say he's a future contender, but I still think there's some great guys at light heavyweight for before he gets up there. But
There is, but I mean, he's long, dude. He's a pretty long guy for light heavyweight. And I like his accuracy. I really do, and I think that's kind of huge. He's not fast or showboaty like Yuri or any of them, but he's calculated, and I like the way he fights a lot.
Mm-hmm. Then the women's fight was basically that Lucy, she kind of just got takedowns on this Woo girl, and it got into the second, and she ended up just putting her away.
I didn't watch it.
There wasn't much to. I mean, I will watch the women's fights because I think I like fighting, so it's like I'll watch them all.
Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with them being women. I just didn't catch this fight.
Yeah, there's some fights I don't catch either because I'll be like, I'm gonna go do something real quick, and then the fight starts, and I'm like, oh shit, I already missed half of it. I'll just if there's anything cool that happens, I'll look up on Sherdog and then rewatch it.
Yeah. There's no one I enjoy watching more than Valentina Shevchenko. I think she's so unpredictable. It's so fun to watch her.
So technical as well.
I love the way she fights, dude. And kind of weird saying this, and you guys are gonna call me weird probably too. I find her kind of attractive.
Why wouldn't we?
Okay, I'm just saying. I find Shevchenko attractive. So. Anyway.
Next we had Merab. I can't remember. Davashvili. How do you say his name?
Does it even fucking matter?
Yeah.
Fucking fight sucked.
This fight was so lackluster that I was so pissed at Aldo. A lot of it was Merab pushing him up against the cage, like you said earlier, and then the rest of the fight was Aldo not wanting to do anything at all.
Yawning. He fucking throws a yawn out there. How about you stop yawning and fucking do something?
And well, at one point in the cage, he just kind of puts his arms up, like he's like, "What do you want me to do?"
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe try to fight and fucking turn him around to the cage. Maybe step back and throw a fucking combo.
Something. Literally anything. Just don't fucking sit against the cage for 2 rounds.
He didn't even press. He didn't press forward. He didn't throw strikes. He didn't do anything.
Boring, bro.
Boring. It was. This wasn't the co-main event because I forgot it was. But it was like it was up there. It was one of the featured fights on this fucking card.
Yeah. And I think the capper to that whole fight was Merab saying that he has no interest in fighting for a title.
Oh yeah,
fucking pussy shit to say, bitch thing to say.
Especially if we want to see Aldo go out with getting a title shot. I want to see Aldo one more time get a title shot.
Yeah.
But not when he fought like this. And maybe it was the elevation. I don't know, but
I don't think he was tired. I don't think he got gassed. I think he just got bored, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Next we had Paulo Costa versus Rockhold. Good ass fight.
Fight of the night.
Pissed me fucking off though.
Yeah.
Dude, I had Paulo Costa by knockout. He had Rockhold fucking so many times, dead to rights, just fucking, hey, all you gotta do is throw a flurry because he can't fucking hold his hands up. But
Yeah.
no, he couldn't.
I will tell you what, Rockhold might be able to generate the most power just fucking exhausted I've ever seen. It's
He threw
crazy the shots he fucking
threw some shots at Costa and pushed him back, like off of pressuring him. And hey, congrats to him. I mean, he had a hell of a career. He retired after this fight, but
he did. He won the title. But Bisping
what was
broke
with
his shin.
What was with Costa not wanting to finish? Like, he felt at the end of that fight. Was he just?
I think
gassed
he was just
'cause
tired
he
too.
just-
Yeah, I think he was just tired too at the end there.
I think he didn't
Costa
want
guy.
to. I think he didn't want to spend his tank out and just end up.
The one thing I will say about this Costa fight is something just isn't adding up, because Rockhold hit him with shots that the one that dropped him against Adesanya, dude, Rockhold hit harder. And I don't know how the fuck he just gets dropped like that from Adesanya.
I mean, if you look at Rockhold's last 3 fights have been fucking good guys. Romero, Blachowicz, and then he fought Costa. Costa, you want to talk shit about him, but he's one of the top guys in there right now. So, he's beaten some of the guys in there that are good. Hendricks, he was at welterweight before, but he fought at middleweight. Hendricks had a diet issue, but
dude, yeah, Hendricks' fall from welterweight champion is crazy, especially after like getting fucking just cheated out of a light or welterweight win against George St. Pierre.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And then, but Luke Rockhold, I mean, he got knocked out by Yoel and Blachowicz. So I mean, it's not like he's not losing to top guys on his way out. So
he retired at a good time, I think.
He did.
Some guys don't get to do that, but
yeah,
he did. So did Cerrone, I guess. Cerrone's career was kind of hit or miss there. He had been on a losing streak and not against the best guys. So, let's for sake of the time, we're gonna talk about the last match. Then we'll talk about our fantasy teams. So this was a good fight. I am pissed that Usman did not win by decision. That's why I went with on my bet there. You want to go ahead and give some of your takes on the fight, and then I'll go ahead and say what I think.
So I had been advocating for Leon Edwards to get a title shot for a long time. I thought he deserved it. I thought he was on a hell of a win streak. His only loss was to Usman in like 11 fights. And I was telling both you guys leading up to this whole fight, like in the week before the fight, I was like, Leon is going to shock the fucking world here. I'm telling you. And
he was, that's true. He was saying that.
And then, dude, after the first round, I was like, all right, dude, first guy to ever take Usman down, looking good. And then Usman followed his fucking solid game plan. I mean, he's a great wrestler, and Leon's always been susceptible to the takedowns. And then, dude, and you look at the corner after the fourth round, after Usman was just dominating rounds 2 through 4, dude, Leon looked so dejected. And that corner man should get a fucking bonus. His whole fight purse that Leon Edwards fucking had should just go to that fucking trainer. One of the best speeches I had ever heard. And then Leon with that head kick, man. Holy God.
Storybook, man.
Yeah, it was so fucking ridiculous. Like I respect the fucking setup for that kick. But if that kick doesn't happen, Usman easily wins this fight, and by decision, because Usman wasn't trying to finish there. Edwards had to finish, fucking threw a beautiful feint with that with that right, and then or was it the left? He threw the left and threw the head kick to the right because Usman was sliding, and then he slid right into a fucking kick. Yeah, I mean it warrants an automatic rematch in my opinion. There's no way around it. And if I know there's people calling out fucking Edwards and Jorge Masvidal, but I'm not gonna fucking give
that fight better not happen.
That I would be so pissed because Masvidal is at number 9 right now. He hasn't done shit to prove that he needs a fucking fight, a title fight again, to lose another title fight again.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, he's not even like he's gonna get beat by who is it? Burns.
Yeah, he's fighting Gilbert Burns. Yeah. Gilbert Burns is gonna rock his shit.
Burns is gonna fucking beat his ass.
It's gonna be a smoke show.
And
One thing, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So yeah, it warrants rematch. Fucking Edwards took the first round. Fucking everybody thought he was gonna fucking it's gonna be a good fight. Kamaru Usman goes on for the next 4.5 minutes and dominates the next 4.5 minutes, and or the next three and a half rounds. Whatever. I'd say 3 3/4 of a round.
Yeah.
And then Leon Edwards lands that kick. I mean, there's no way you don't put the guy that was pound for pound the best fighter in the world, they say, and not giving him an automatic rematch. There's no way you don't do that.
For sure.
It would just be silly not to. But
if you get a chance, Brian, go back and watch Usman versus Covington too. Because I was just watching highlights of this year's fights, and they threw a highlight in there from those two fighting, and it's Covington doing exactly what Leon Edwards did, and he did it multiple times during that fight, and every time he landed, but Covington just doesn't have good kicks. It just never was. He just never does. But you see it every time, and every time he parried that left that he threw, just like he did against Leon, and got caught by that head kick. And it's just crazy to think that Colby Covington found that in his film and was trying to throw that, which is crazy.
There's a guy I like to watch, talks about MMA. His name's MMA Guru on YouTube. He was talking about how he thinks that this fight will really mess with Usman's career because he thinks that he's not one of those fighters that can come back from a knockout. He said like Usman can't, but a fighter like Israel Adesanya could because he's always on his feet at range, acting like he's already been knocked out. 5 fights before, so he fights very timid and doesn't like he's always looking for the punches, doesn't want to get hit. But he thinks Usman, his style doesn't allow for him to do that, like come back from a knockout. He thinks that that'll be the downfall of Usman. I don't know if that's how you feel, but I think it could be. I think it makes sense in my opinion.
This was Usman's first time being knocked out, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think so. I mean, I think Usman has that John Jones kind of in him, where John Jones never lost, but I think he has that John Jones ability, and I think the next fight's going to be really close. I'm still going to give the edge to Leon a little bit, but Adesanya has been knocked out before. He kickboxed forever, so Adesanya knows what it's like to be knocked out. So Adesanya being timid is just from experience in that.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying, that he's Pereira's knocked him out twice.
He beat him twice.
Beat him the first one and then knocked him out the second one. The second one was the knockout because I think Adesanya was kind of beating him, and then Pereira knocked him out.
Dude, this Adesanya fight coming up against Pereira, it's a career fight. Like, genuinely. Like, if anybody's career is on the line in this fight, it's Adesanya's. He has to win this fight. But anyway, all right, I think, Kyle, you got anything to add on this UFC topic? You ready to get into this draft?
Yeah, I'm ready to go to the draft. I didn't
All right,
watch the
let's go.
card, man. I watched like the last 2 fights. So the first half of that talk, and I was like, I'm just gonna let these boys talk.
For the record, Kyle, you can sign into multiple ESPN Plus accounts. So you need my login. You let me know.
Jay already invited me to the next one.
Oh, did he? Weird.
No,
He didn't even invite me. My own brother.
So we got so what we did was I created a dynasty league to get some people in there. I got obviously I invited Dylan and Kyle into this one, my son, some people I know, and then one random person that I know from card collecting, like sports card collecting and poker club. So I know him from that. Got 10 people together to do a dynasty. What we did was we did an auction draft. Auction drafts are really fun because you get a chance to get a couple big names, but if you get a couple big names, you're most likely going to be without money for a while. With a dynasty league, everybody on your roster stays onto the next season, and then you draft rookies the following season. So it's a dynasty league. They're fun. I love them. I got one last year, and it's pretty much all I want to do for fantasy football for the rest of my life. I want to be in like 3 dynasty leagues and then be done. But I love them because they're, every year it's the same team. I love franchise mode in Madden, so it's like I feel like it's exactly like that with fantasy football.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. So going into the draft, kind of give me your guys's what was your strategy going in? What do you want to do?
This was my first. I've never done an auction. I've never done a dynasty, so it was my first time. But I definitely only nominated guys that I didn't want. I wanted to nominate big names that I knew some people wanted, but I didn't want to take the risk or spend money on, so everyone else could waste their money. I had a lot of money pretty late until I blew a wad on Nick Chubb, but that was my goal: nominate people I didn't want, so other people would waste their money.
Yeah, that was my big thing. I've always I usually lay back. I usually do. Last year I did like 2 or 3 mock drafts where I had players that I wanted, and how much I wanted to spend on them. I stuck to it pretty good because a lot of the players that that I ended up getting some of them cheaper because people had already spent all their money, and if I wanted to spend say $30 on that player, I usually got them for about 20. This year I didn't quite have the time, didn't do it like I thought I would, but I still think I'm pretty happy with my team. But like you did, I nominated players and I bid them up as well. So if I saw a guy I really wanted a player, I kind of bid it up a little bit to make him spend more money, so that way other players would be available when
Did that ever backfire on you?
We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Go ahead, Dylan. What was your strategy going in?
So like Kyle here, KT as Dave used to call him. Well, Dave, I still want to hear your top 5. Kyle, you missed it earlier. We were watching his show a little bit. Kind of tangent off just for a second, but we'll circle back to this draft.
Dave was talking.
Dave was talking on his show. We were watching it.
Good
and
plug.
Didn't have LeBron in his top 5. Hasn't announced
That's another
his top
show.
5.
Come on, that's another show. Come on.
Yeah, we are. I said just tangent for a second. Anyway, back to this.
A lot of opinions on that, Dave. A lot of opinions.
It's gonna be fire that day for sure. Anyway, back to this. So my experience for this one was this is my first time doing an auction as well, first time doing a dynasty as well. Basically, going into this draft, I had 3 players that I knew I wanted, and I got them. So that was the big thing. I did spend a little bit more than I wanted to for my main guy, but other than that, I think I got really good overall for everybody. I got a lot of wide receiver 1s for cheaper than I expected to, and it was just a great experience. And yeah.
All right, so we're gonna show Kyle's team here first. Kyle, I don't know if you have
Put me on
your,
blast.
yeah. Well,
Oh, we're
just
going
put,
to.
I put Kyle, Kinnick, Dylan, and Brian, so that's how the order was.
Yeah, that kind of rolls.
Go ahead, pull up.
So yep, I'm gonna go share the screen here.
Oh, I
There you
forgot.
go.
I forgot what your team name was, Kyle.
Kyle, go ahead and tell them what your team name is.
My team name is Brian Sneaky Link. If you need that explained to you, you're just too old.
Yeah,
You're just too old. You don't
All
have
right.
TikTok. I don't know.
you're not meant to be part of this channel.
Start top to bottom, just however you got it. So like your starters and everything.
Man, I wish I could zoom in more on this. Anyways, so Matt Stafford for $16, projected at $30. I thought I got a steal. I didn't get. I went in wanting Herbert, and I think did Kinnick end up getting Herbert? Is that who got Herbert?
Yeah,
He spent a lot of money.
he
spent
did.
Damn
So
near
as
70.
much as he wants to say he's got some mixed feelings about Dylan, you should have some mixed feelings about him.
Yeah, like I wanted Herbert, man, but I'm not going to spend that much money, especially. It's not like Stafford's not going to put up numbers. He's got probably one of the deepest receiving cores in the league. So I did spend my chunk of money was spent on Jonathan Taylor, the best fantasy prospect and the best running back, and not only this season, but it's a dynasty. So I think I'm going to have the best running back for the next 5 years. Confident with that money that I spent on him.
You dropped 67 on him?
$67. It was only probably $3 over his projected.
Yeah.
I
thought that was crazy.
Wide receivers, I don't know if people sleep on Mike Williams. They don't care about Mike Williams. Mike Williams is the touchdown target in LA. Keenan Allen is a consistent, like 7 catches a game, 8 catches a game. But Mike is the touchdown getter. So he's going to get me points. Same with Terry McLaurin. I love Terry McLaurin, wide receiver 1. Who else is he throwing to? Curtis Samuel? Is that who's in Washington? Who cares?
Yeah, Curtis Samuel.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, spent a little money on him. Larry was going at me with him. I think I spent maybe $5 more than his projected, but again, man, as long as they have a quarterback consistently throw it to him, I don't know if it's gonna be Mariota or Desmond Ridder, he's a stud. Yeah. Nick Chubb was kind of I stopped spending money for a while, man. I just saw Nick Chubb there, and I got him at a decent price. Didn't have to overpay for him. As long as they don't split too many carries with Kareem, I hope they get Kareem Hunt out of Cleveland. I hope they ship him off.
There's reports of him being traded.
Yeah. We're talking about the bench. I do have some young guys.
Pitts, right? Did you talk about Sutton and Burks and all these guys?
Yeah,
Your super flex.
I wanted Drake London is who you went with, Brian, and then you took him right before that, so I went with Treylon Burks, who.
No, actually, I stole him. I stole him for $2.
Oh yeah, that's when I was down to $1
max. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Treylon Burks. I think he's basically AJ Brown's replacement in every way. Cortland Sutton with Tim Patrick out in Denver. Cortland Sutton is the only target. Besides, I don't even know.
Jerry Jeudy.
No. Jerry Judy's nothing.
Oh my
God! I'm telling you right now, Cortland Sutton's gonna have a better year than Jerry Jeudy.
No, he isn't. That's so ridiculous.
Yes, he is.
So
yes, he is.
Jerry Judy's better than Mike Williams this season.
What?
For sure.
No way.
100%.
No way.
Let's talk about your super flex, man. Let's talk about this sketchy ass super flex you got.
All right, sketchy is the right word. I'll tell you what, Dylan super flex is who I really wanted. That is hands down who I wanted as my super flex or even my QB1. But that's my favorite part of his team. Mm-hmm. Justin Fields has tremendous upside. Okay, he runs the ball and he passes the ball. He's 23, so yeah, he's had some pretty bad seasons, but he could be. I mean, in my opinion, there's not much separates him from Jalen Hurts, and everyone's high on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts probably has better weapons, but there's no reason to think Justin Fields can't put up numbers, rushing and passing. I mean,
I do have the draft pulled up and what you paid for every player, so doesn't you can't really see the values, but if you say I can usually look at it real quick and then you got Superflex. Your Superflex was Fields.
Justin Fields, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if he
Down for
gets you 2
$5.
passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown every game, it's not trash.
Bro, you
It's
just
boom- it's
compared
boom or
Justin
bust.
Fields
It's
to
boom or bust,
Jalen
sure.
Hurts, bro.
I just compared the two.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback.
Uh,
Justin Fields ain't franchise, bro.
we'll see this year. Jalen Hurts needs to perform this year.
Jalen Hurts had a good season last year for Philly. It's going to be
Philly-
better this year with A.J. Brown.
What Philly do?
What, 1 game off a playoff?
I'm just saying. They got him weapons. He better make the playoffs this year for sure.
Yeah, and I
If you
guarantee.
want to talk about Jalen Hurts, I mean,
I
what
think
is
they win the
Justin
East.
Fields? What has Justin Fields had around him? You think Allen Robinson's fall off is because of Justin Fields or because something else? Because Allen Robinson's the only person I can think of off the top of my head who he's had. Who else?
I mean, they got a decent back in David Montgomery.
Come on, dude.
What?
Come on, man.
Is David Montgomery that much worse than Miles Sanders?
No, I think they're same.
There we go. The only difference is, yeah,
Miles
and Al.
Sanders is leaps and bounds better as a receiving back. And Jalen Hurts now has AJ Brown and the Goater, the tight end. He's got better weapons.
Yeah, now he does, yeah. I mean, he only really had Devontae Smith last season. Dallas Goedert he's all right.
I think they're comparable, man.
I don't think so.
I think we'll see it.
I think Jalen Hurts' arm is way
But
better than.
Also, if you notice on my team, I think I have 3 other quarterbacks. I got Jacoby Brissett. So if Jacoby has a good start of the season, I might swap him out for Justin Fields. I also got Drew Lock. Don't even know what to expect out of this guy, but maybe he'll be better than Justin
You're
Fields.
gonna drop him in 2 weeks.
Probably.
Geno
man.
Smith is gonna take over for him. No way.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Who's my third? Don't I have a third QB, Brian?
Yeah, you have. I was trying to do the zoom in, but apparently we can't. I can see the
No, he's all,
values
that's
a little
it,
bit
man.
better.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Yeah, you got Brissett. You got
Yeah,
Brissett.
he's got Brissett. Yeah, you talked about Brissett.
Okay.
Yeah, but Brissett.
Drew Lock. You got Drew Lock
Yeah.
and Sam Darnold.
Oh no, he dropped
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Oh, did you? Okay. So I think the thing I like about your team is I'm gonna say why is this so weird for me? It's not showing the tops like the quarterback. I don't know why.
Weird.
Um,
Not showing the other running back either. There we go. You see it a little bit.
Yeah. I liked you getting Chubb. I think he's a good guy, a good back. $23 was pretty good for him. Probably around market range. Then Cordero Patterson for $3. That dude is like the flex extraordinaire.
For sure.
So you've got he's a good back. And then you got some guys that are just gonna be like Darnold, Locke, and Brissett. You're like, okay, this guy's, we got Locke, who's maybe a starter, backup. Darnold's the backup. You can probably plug him in later in the season when somebody messes up. But I just think, and then Fields. I think Fields could have a good year. Like Dave said, they're good until they're shit. So until they're shit, they're good.
Last place in the division.
And then also
I don't care if the team sucks. It's fantasy.
You
he
me,
ain't good.
I'm a big fan of Terry McLaurin, so I think that's a solid pickup. So solid pickups in McLaurin, Chubb, and Fields. Obviously Josh Allen. You got Josh Allen, is that right? Or no, Stafford. Stafford. I mean, he's not a good dynasty player, but you can always have him for a couple years and then draft a quarterback next year. CJ Stroud's gonna be in that next year's draft.
Yeah. And
Hey,
the
he's
other
gonna
guy
be number
from
one.
who's the other guy?
There's a couple.
He's played for Oklahoma or Oklahoma State.
I'm not sure.
Dylan said his name the other day.
CJ Stroud is the Ohio State.
Ohio State.
And he's my boy. I'm an Iowa fan, and he's my boy.
If
Gotcha.
You're gonna have to probably trade for the number one pick with somebody, and I'm gonna say that's probably Paul, but we'll see.
I'll just tank for CJ Stroud.
So yeah, I think those 3 picks are solid. That's why I positive things I have to say. I think you got some like solid quarterbacks, solid running backs. Your wide receivers decent. Pitts is an excellent pick. He's gonna body people. Patterson, Burks is young. He's the same mold as AJ Brown. So yeah, I think it's a solid team. Your backups are gonna need some work, but
Ronald Jones is underrated down there though. I think he's gonna have a good season alongside Hilaire. Yeah, Kyle Pitts is your best pick by far. Hey, drop that. You see that that arrow? Try dropping that arrow down and see if that changes anything.
it won't let me drop it down any further.
Really? That's
Yeah.
dumb. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, Kyle Pitts is easily your best pick. I think, dude. I don't know about Jonathan Taylor, man. That's $67. I mean it. I get how good Jonathan Taylor has been the last couple seasons. I just don't know, man. I don't know if health's going to be on his side. We'll see. He's done a lot these last couple of years, so we'll see.
I don't know. I'm just comedically going higher. I'm gonna see if I can go back and then come back in to find this.
You're fine. You might want to just you might just want to roll with your other team. I think Kyle's phone might have
Oh shoot!
died
Crap
here.
out.
Yeah, I might have died here.
I told him.
I told him as well, but we keep moving. We keep moving.
What did he say he was on?
I don't even know. He didn't tell me he was on anything. I don't know.
Like on percentage wise is what I was saying, and see if he's on drugs or not.
No. I'm saying I don't know. He didn't tell me what percentage he's on, so and he's not snapping me. I'm assuming his phone died.
We'll go up with my son Kinnick's team. He is Josh Gordon's drug test.
Fine.
So I can tell you the values on here on my phone. So he had Josh Allen. He kind of spent his money early, but he got 2 solid people there, and he got some solid players. He started out with his first big money spend was on Josh Allen, franchise quarterback, can run, can pass. $59 for him. Yeah, MVP potentially.
I think.
Then his second pick that he spent big money on was Justin Jefferson. Solid pick there. He's gonna finish top 5 as wide receiver. So nothing bad about that. Then he was kind of down to not having any money. Still made some good picks though. His super flex, he got Russell Wilson for $24. That was a solid pickup.
Deal.
DK Metcalf at $19. Me and him are both big on DK Metcalf. I've let him have him in the last 2 dynasty drafts, and then I always try to trade him. I'm like, hey, you want to trade DK? And he's like, no, I'm good. So guys probably don't have to worry about me trading with my son because he will probably be like, no, I don't want to trade.
He's got a solid team. I mean,
yeah. Claypool at $1. I think Claypool will be solid. Let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit on his. He's got Hot Rod at kicker. Spent $1 for him. You're not spending much on kickers.
nah.
He also got Chris Olave, who is a solid rookie for the New Orleans Saints. He got Did I say Travis Kelce already? Got Travis Kelce for $17.
Steal there too, probably.
Dallas defense for $1. Baker Mayfield questionable. Then he got
Tevin Huntley.
So he got Rondell Moore for Arizona, which he had some bust out games. Nyheim Hines back up in Indianapolis. Kenny Galladay, he's pretty good as well. He's is he the number 1 in New York or
No, Tony.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's probably 1 and 2 there.
Yeah.
Trey Sermon, the running back for the San Francisco 49ers. Justin Ross from Kansas City, but isn't there something about he got hurt or something?
Yeah, he ain't gonna play.
Hmm.
He won't play.
Justin Ross, I just said. Logan Thomas, he's one of 2 tight ends in Washington. Paris Campbell, who was the Weddle the other day.
Yeah, he was third string for Indianapolis.
Got AJ Green, and then that Nick Westbrook Hikine that he got for his last pick. That's actually pretty solid because that guy will probably be in the rotation at wide receiver for the Titans. The 3 things I really liked about his, obviously he got a good quarterback, starting out with an elite quarterback. I also like DK Metcalf. I'm big on him. And then his Dallas defense for $1. That's the 3 big ones I really like that he got. So,
dude, him getting Chase Edmonds is underrated, man. And he got him for $1. And Chase Edmonds is the number 1 for sure there.
And Ramondre is also the number 1 in New England potentially, right?
I think that's going to be Harris.
Harris. I mean, but the way they rotate backs, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some touches or touchdowns because they usually have a guy that marches it downfield and then they give it to another guy to get the touchdown.
Belichick said Harris and Stevenson, they're going to be 1 through 3 downs. Like they're going to be on the field. Both of them are going to be on the field at least once during that 3 rounds. Yeah, the big thing is, man, I mean, he got Josh Allen. I think he's going to win MVP this year. He's got Kelsey, who's Mahomes' go-to. He's got Olave, who's the rookie. He's going to be great.
He was the other Ohio State guy, wasn't he?
Yep. And then Russell Wilson as a super flex. That's huge, man. That is huge.
Yep. So Russell Wilson was a really good pickup. So I mean, he had a solid pickup, solid team. So that's Kinnick's team. We're gonna go with your team.
All right.
So
let's load up the winners here.
Load up the winners. You are Daps.
Yeah. Romo pick 6s.
Oh, Romo. I thought it said Daps on here, I think.
It does, yeah, right next to it. Second, number 2 right there.
Romo pick 6s. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. All right. So let me get into my team a little bit. I have made some changes. I did
there's some trades made.
So
this will show your actual this shows your actual roster, not your draft. So
yeah, and that's what I'm looking at as well. So my first picks, obviously, and I went kind of off schedule. I went 3 receivers first 3. Those are my first 3 picks. So I went Jamar Chase, purely because he's fucking scorer now, and he's going to be a dynasty player. I mean, second year in the league, he's going to be great. Mike Evans. No, who was my second pick? Let's see.
Moore or Evans?
Yeah, it was DJ. Yeah, it was DJ.
DJ Moore was your first one.
Oh yeah, he was my first one. So DJ Moore went early. Somebody
went for $15.
Somebody nominated him, and I was like, he's a number 1. And he's going for cheap this early. I'm gonna take him. And then I got Chase for probably too much. I spent 47 on him, and then I spent 26 on Mike Evans, which I thought was a steal for Tom Brady's favorite target. And then I did pick Cam Akers. He was my second running back. I ended up flipping Cam Akers and Sky Moore, who's a rookie I know, for J.K. Dobbins and Antonio Gibson. So 2 number 1 backs for a 3rd string rookie. I thought it was a good deal at the time. I picked up Dallas Goedert late. And then my super flex, which Kyle was alluding to earlier, and that me, you, and Kyle were all kind of gunning for. And it was Derek Carr. And I think he's just I think he's the best super flex you could get.
I was down low on my money. I didn't want to spend that. I didn't want to spend that much. I had the money to outbid you. I believe
you did,
and I did not.
I thought we were going to run it up there because I was willing to kind of go crazy on it, Derek Carr, and I only got him for I spent $12. Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom here, and I think I did spend $2 on a kicker, and then I did pick up Malik Williams. Or Willis, because he's a young gun, and I think he's going to be good. I got Damon Harris late, who I thought was a steal. I ended up getting him for $2. I picked up Christian Kirk purely to piss off Paul because I was not gonna allow him to get a number 1 wide receiver. I was literally determined. He picked up Christian Kirk, and immediately I bid on him because I was like, no, he's not getting a number 1. He was talking shit early in the draft, and then I did trade Cole Kmet, or I did trade Golston Everett for Cole Kmet. And then my last 7 picks of the draft, I'm a big Lions fan, so I went straight Lions. I got Jamal Williams late. I picked Goff just cause. I did pick Tim Boyd as my last pick, who's my second string, but he's crap, so I dropped him like shortly.
Yeah, I can't believe you've got the Raiders defense.
I picked them just as because you never know when they're gonna have a good night, and you'll never know when they're gonna play a terrible team that week. And I'll substitute, like, mainly obviously I'm gonna use the Bills defense because they're gonna be the best, but because they got Tre'Davious White and now they got Von Miller. I mean, their defense is kind of loaded. But yeah, so Detroit's defense just there is because I'm a Detroit fan, and then the Raiders defense will be there for when they play like Jacksonville or something.
Yeah. So the things I liked about yours, I think the Javonte Williams was a solid pickup because he was a guy I was targeting. Got him for $28. Pretty good price. I just wasn't gonna go higher than that. There were some other players that I was targeting that I wanted before him. So yeah, solid pickup with that guy. I think he's gonna be a good lead back. The 3 wide receivers off the bat, you got 3 pretty good ones. DJ Moore's just got to have Baker throw it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just hope they don't turn DJ Moore into Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, that's why I got Michael Thomas there, just in case. You never know.
Yep. I think your trade was good. I can't really say that though because we're talking about the draft.
Yeah.
Damian Harris for $2 was solid. So those are 3 really good things. Make your team really good. Looking at your bench, it's not too bad. You got Malik Willis, Michael Thomas. You traded Everett for the other tight end. Robert Woods in Tennessee, I think he's going to be solid. David Njoku, I think, just maybe he'll break out this year. He's a freak athletically. That's why I'm always like, I always want to pick him up, but I never do. All right, I do, and then I drop him because he never does anything.
Any Brown is kind of a question mark at this point because I think Jacoby Brissett can get them to where they need to be for when Week 12 comes and Deshaun Watson's ready. Even though I think he's going to be rusty as hell, but I think every Browns player is kind of just a wait and see because Deshaun Watson's going to open up so many other things. Yeah, let's pull up your team. Let's get this popping.
So, my first player that I picked was not who I wanted to get, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think this guy, the pressure's on him. They know about Call of Duty and his playing going down, playing like his stats going down, his mistakes, and then double XP weekends. I think they've got this covered. I think that's why the contract stated these things. So I got Kyler Murray first of all he went for $51. I was bidding him up like crazy. I was hoping to get someone else. I was hoping to get someone like Burrow. I think Burrow might have went before or after. Burrow's who I really wanted. But I'm not too upset because Jalen Hurts went for $47, and I think Murray is better than Hurts, hands down. So, yeah, that was my first big spin, and I didn't really want to do it. There was 4 players I went to this draft wanting. I wanted Breece Hall, Rashad Bateman, Hunter Renfrow, and George Pickens. Those are the 4 players I said, hey, I must have these players. I got all 4 like I wanted. So I got Breece Hall for $40. Maybe a little bit of a high price for him, especially being a rookie, unproven. but I think I was willing to pay it because I wanted him. So I went, it was Murray, Brees Hall, and then I went and got CD Lamb for $33. CD Lamb, I really believe in. Think he's a good talent, and especially being in Dallas with I think Gallup's opposite him, but Gallup's hurt, so they're gonna focus on him a lot. They got rid of Amari Cooper, so he's gonna be the number one there. I liked that pick. I think then my next high dollar pick was Jerry Judy. I'm a Raiders fan, but look, I know Jerry Judy's good. So I picked Judy. I got him for $10. Got Drake London, top receiver dynasty for $9.
I tried with him.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't want to let him go. I didn't want him out of my, I didn't want him out of my sights there. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, I got him for $5. The number one in Detroit. I know that probably broke you hot.
It did.
Forget about it.
It did. We'll talk about him later down the line, I'm sure.
Marquise Brown, Hollywood. I got him for $4. He was on one of my players that I had a list of 4 that I was like, these are must-haves, and then I had a list below that was try to get, and then I had a list of rookies to target too. So I got those guys. Trevor Lawrence, I got him for $4. I know you guys don't believe in him. I think he's a generational talent that just had a shit coach as a rookie. I think you treat this year as his rookie year. He's going to have some ups and downs, and I think next season he is going to be one of the guys, that's going to be a leader in the NFL, leading his team. I see that talent in him. I just think he had a shit coach to begin with. And then I got Kirk Cousins for $3. Devontae Smith, I really like Devontae Smith because him and AJ Brown will complement each other. They'll both get carries, or they'll both get receptions there. Got Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow was the guy I wanted to get. Got Garrett Wilson too, the other great rookie wide receiver. Picked up a starting running back in Kenneth Gainwell potentially. They say he's going to be the starter. Kenny Pickett might be the starter in Pittsburgh. Pickens, he's having a solid preseason. He's just a dog. Rashad Bateman was the other guy that I really wanted to get. Got Dawson Knox, Jameis Winston, Rashad White, Zamir White. These are just filling out my roster, but I got Denver's defense toward the end there. Oh, my other defense was the Los Angeles Chargers. So
good defense, bro.
So I got 2 solid defenses in my opinion. Oh, Daniel Carlson from the Raiders, good kicker.
Yeah, so I'll kind of do my little synopsis of your team here. Kyler Murray, I think we all can agree. I think you spent a little too much on him. He is a dynasty. This is a dynasty. So, I mean, you could have 2 potential superstars if Trevor Lawrence pans out, and then Kyler Murray if he ends up panning out. Brees Hall, I think he's rookie of the year. I think he rushes for well over 1,000 yards, and I think he kind of resurrects the Jets a little bit. Gainwell, I think he does start. I think he's going to be the number 1 there. CeeDee Lamb, he's kind of a question mark. They got the tight end, Schultz, whatever his name is. I think it's Schultz. I don't remember his name. Schultz for sure, but Dalton Schultz, that's what it is. And then CeeDee Lamb without Cooper, and Gallup's out for the first 4 or 6 games or something like that. Jerry Jeudy, I think, is a stud. He broke his arm last season early, but he was on his way to an easy 1,000-yard season. Dawson Knox is Dawson Knox. Hollywood Brown, going to a better situation than he was. I think Kyler can throw the ball better than Lamar Jackson.
They were teammates at Oklahoma. Do you know that?
I didn't. But like I said, I mean, you can't. Hollywood Brown isn't going to go down here because Hop's out for the first 12 games or something like that. He's out for a while. So he's number 1. They got
Rondale Moore, I think.
Yeah, and they still have AJ Green, but
Yeah.
AJ Green's not what he used to be. Rashad Bateman, he's number one. We'll see what Lamar Jackson can do this season. Jameis Winston was phenomenal, was doing really well before he tore his ACL. I think he can lead the Saints potentially back to the playoffs. And then the Chargers defense, I think, is going to be one of the best. And Kirk Cousins. So Kirk Cousins was the one I was debating with Derek Carr for. I was torn between those two, but I ended up getting Derek Carr for about the same price, a little bit more than
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins could be the new coach that they got. They said is just he's an offensive guru and works really well with quarterbacks. Could resurrect Cousins' career. You know, he's in that Carr category where like
he is. Yep.
He got paid a lot when he left Washington, and he's been solid, but just hasn't. He's been solid, but he hasn't done anything with it. You know.
Yeah. Well, Kirk Cousins has one of the better offensive receiving cores around him as well. He's got Dalvin Cook in the backfield. He's got Jets. He's got fucking KJ Osborne. He's got Adam Thielen. I mean, he's got the team around him.
Irv Smith is not too bad either. He's an underrated tight end.
He isn't, and he's going to get a lot of looks this year too, with Jets getting the majority of the coverages. Pickett, baby hands, he ain't doing nothing.
Pickett, he has been phenomenal this year in the offseason.
Give me Trubisky.
Okay, here's the thing. Everybody dogged on Phillip Rivers for having a weird throwing style. Guess what? It worked in the NFL.
We'll see. We'll see what Pickett does. I like Trubisky more.
He ain't gonna be the starter. I think week one.
You don't think Pickett will be week? You think Pickett will be week one?
No, I think Pickett will be week one.
Wow, I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna switch from Trubisky that quickly. They paid him some money. You got a lot of rookies who are gonna be good for sure. And then you got Peoples-Jones is gonna be an underrated one, honestly, because he's gonna be the number 2 behind Amari Cooper, and he's quick. He runs decent routes. And then Devontae Smith. I still think he's number 1, even though AJ Brown came over. I still think I like Devontae Smith's potential more. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, he will be mine by the end of the season.
You better be giving me a number 1 pick, bro.
I'll give you something. We'll talk about it. Drake London, dude. I tried, bro. You just outbid me for Drake London. I was going in on Drake London as well. Garrett Wilson and Pickens, they're good rookies that I think could be dynasty players for the Jets. The problem is, I worry that Wilson's going to kind of get stuck behind Corey Davis, who's easily going to be their number 1. And then the Broncos defense is going to be underrated as well this year.
The Jets, you say, like you were saying that earlier, I think like they are a sneaky team in a good division. You know what I'm saying? That like the Patriots are there. The Dolphins are there. I mean, you say what you want, but the Dolphins are gonna. I think the Dolphins will be pretty good this year with Tyreek Hill and Waddle, but the Jets have, they have Wilson. They have who'd you say was the other? Corey Anderson.
Corey Davis and Jamison Crowder
and Breece Hall.
Yeah,
and they're building a team that is going to be able to move the ball, but they're the Jets, and I hate saying that. Because you should never just say, "Oh, it's the Jets," or "Oh, it's the Browns," or "Oh, it's the Lions." And I know you said that you're a fan of them. I'm sure you've heard it. You're always like,
"Yeah, oh,
we're doing something," and then it never materializes.
Yeah.
The Raiders have been like that for so long, and that's why I'm not I'm holding out my excitement for the year until we're about 7 weeks, 8 weeks in, and then I'll start getting excited about my team. But because so many times I've been like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a great year, and then it goes to shit early.
Yeah, well, think about this. So we're kind of waiting to see on how bad the injury is with Zach Wilson. We don't really know yet. But you think about it, the AFC East, I mean, the Bills are easily a playoff team. Super Bowl contenders.
Bills. I forgot the Bills were in there, but that's fucking damn good. That's a good damn fucking division. It's just like the AFC West, and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, it might be the second best division in football, honestly, because the Dolphins are going to be insane this year. the Patriots are going to be the Patriots. You know, they're not going to have a losing season. I like Mac Jones a lot. And then the Bills are going to be number one. The Jets are probably going to still be last place. But, I mean, last place in a division that has 3 potential playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the NFC's problem is the NFC East is a deep division with the Cowboys, Eagles, and Commanders. Who knows what the Giants will do? The Rams, they're at the top of their division by a clear mile because Trey Lance ain't the.
You talk about the Giants too. They've got players. It seems like you talk about the Giants. They weren't very good last year, but like they've got Kadarius Toney and then Galladay and then I don't know who their tight end is, but they got Saquon Barkley. Who?
Elvin Ingram. Yeah.
Elvin Ingram. Yeah. I mean, and then I think Daniel Jones.
Could be underrated.
He was great as a rookie, or he was serviceable as a rookie.
He was decent. And
you're like, I still hold out hope for him. They got Tyrod Taylor there just in case, I guess. But I think Danny Dimes could have a good season.
I do. I think the Giants are last place simply because I can't trust Saquon's health. And Kenny Galladay has been struggling with concussions since he left the Lions. So,
I say if Saquon holds out this year, it'll be the Eagles that are the team that goes shit in that division.
Really, I think the Eagles are number one in that division. I think they're the top. I think Commanders are gonna kind of be sneaky. I think the Eagles are number one in that division, and then I think it's the Cowboys, Commanders, and then Giants. And if Saquon stays healthy, I think Commanders will be last. But yeah,
I hate saying it, but I think the Cowboys, and I might flip this, because I think we're gonna do it. I think I brought it up to you guys that we were gonna do the divisions and predictions, and
we will discuss that more.
So I think, and I could probably flip next week, but I think the Cowboys win that division.
Yeah. I think next week we go over our predictions, maybe the awards as well, coming into the season start.
I just think that that would be like, I think the Cowboys I think Dak's a good serviceable quarterback. He can get it to CD, he can get it to Gallup, or I don't even know who their other wide receiver is besides CD right now.
They got Mike Gallup.
He's hurt though right now.
He might be suspended. I think he performance enhancers. Yeah. Wow. So but he'll be back in 4 weeks or something like that. It's not a long time.
Yeah.
We'll just see. Dak's Dak. So, and if Zeke can actually play to the level he's expected, we'll see what happens. And they got Tony Pollard back there too. So.
Shit. Should we should probably end this shit.
We should probably wrap it. Yeah.
Because we went a little over what we thought we would. We didn't go 2 hours though, like we did the first time.
Week 1, yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy though. We learned how to dial it down a little bit. We didn't have to explain full detail and everything. We could have probably talked about UFC for another 30 minutes. Guaranteed.
For sure. Next week will be a lot shorter anyway. So
yeah, it'll be probably about an hour 15 or so. This one's probably gonna be about an hour 30.
Kyle to cut out a little early. This one, I think his phone broke. Okay.
Yeah, the dude runs a cell phone store. Can't even keep his phone charged.
Dude, his phone didn't die. He said it was at 30. He said he got his phone wet yesterday and it's broke. He sent me that through PlayStation. So that's 2 phones in literally a month.
Oh damn! He should just get a contract
for real.
And then just get insurance because he wouldn't need. I mean. But,
oh man.
Yeah. Anyways, that's us for FYO tonight. We'll sign out without Kyle, but he's here in spirit.
Yeah.
All right, peace, guys.
Yep. Deuces, guys.